KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust, serving Micronesia since 1938. Matson and the Adahi Itano program. Cars Plus kick off our holidays by supporting the Make-A-Wish Jingle Rock Virtual Run. Visit the Make-A-Wish Foundation of Guam and CNMI Facebook page for details. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it, and King's Restaurant, always open, always local, and serving up favorites for over 40 years.
Ahead on primetime, last night the Joint Information Center confirmed the 114th and 115th COVID-related fatalities. Plus, free mass community testing started up again today and will continue over the weekend. And the sale of marijuana in Tumon was discussed in great length during the recent Guam Visitors Board meeting.
Hafa day and good evening. I'm Tyler Matsunani. Thanks for joining us. The Vaccine Committee held their inaugural meeting focusing on preparing for the arrival of COVID vaccinations. Our Peter Santos reports.
The Vaccine and Antiviral Prioritization Policy Committee, or VAPPC, held a virtual meeting Thursday afternoon to strategize how they'll be distributing the long-awaited COVID vaccine. Public Health's Annette Uggan held a presentation focused on the committee's key objectives, communication and educational needs, estimated vaccine numbers, as well as what groups will be prioritized, and according to Uggan, the focus on ethics will ensure the fair disbursement of the handful of doses Guam will be receiving.
We are looking at very limited doses as it comes out, and so how can we basically get the most benefit with these limited doses, as it will take several months for us to get more doses. I mean, there's announcements from the federal government that we're looking until maybe summer that we will have enough of our residents immunized.
And while we wait for federal guidance, Uggan says things are subject to change, but as of now, there's a 3-phase plan in place.
Phase 1 is very limited doses are going to come out. Phase 2 is there'll be a little bit more vaccines available, and then phase 3 they anticipate sufficient supply for our nation.
Because the initial shipment of vaccines is so limited, the committee's first phase will be broken down into sub-phases. Phase 1 will cater to healthcare workers and residents of long-term facilities. 1B will be focused on essential workers, and Phase 1C will be geared towards those with comorbidities as well as the elderly, with the general population to be slowly immunized in the latter part of Phase 2 and 3. And according to Uggan, Public Health will be sharing the workload with local clinics.
We have more than 20 private partners in the healthcare sector that have signed up, and they're going to help us by immunizing their population, their patients in their facilities, while Public Health is doing like what's considered the mass vaccination. So again, it's a community-wide effort.
With many members in the community serving in the Guam National Guard, Uggan confirms that immunization will be a joint effort.
We've reached out to them as well for the information request on prioritization within their workforce. And so yes, it'll be a combination of what they receive through the DoD and then what the health department will provide to them as well.
With a large portion of the department's workforce focused on COVID response and testing, Public Health Director Art San Augustine says they'll need to move some people around, but he's confident they'll be ready.
We're pretty much positioning ourselves for its eventual arrival and continually reviewing to make sure that we're positioned, working with our team to advise them that once the vaccines are here, we're going to have to reposition our resources so that it's not just this last minute approach, but they've already been informed, so they're ready to reposition as they need to.
Right. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Peter Santos.
The first coronavirus vaccine in the U.S. is on the verge of being approved for emergency use. A group of experts endorsed the one made by Pfizer today. All that remains is for the FDA to sign off on it. Skylar Henry reports.
But also no data.
An FDA advisory panel voted Thursday to recommend an emergency use authorization for Pfizer's new coronavirus vaccine.
So we do have a favorable vote.
The final tally was 17 in favor, 4 opposed, and 1 abstaining. The FDA is expecting to follow the panel's guidance and has promised to act quickly, and it will trigger one of the biggest public health projects in U.S. history.
Within 24 to 48 hours from that advisory committee decision, we will actually have shots in arms.
Developing an effective vaccine in record time was a challenge. Delivering it may be an even bigger one.
We know we're going to get enough for everyone, but obviously we won't have enough for everyone on the very first shipment.
Pfizer is ramping up production to meet the demand for the vaccine. The federal government plans to supply it to states based on population. Hospitals and pharmacies are scrambling to prepare, installing special freezers needed to keep the medicine at 94 degrees below zero. The FDA's decision on the vaccine comes as the U.S. continues to set records in COVID-19 cases, hospitalizations, and deaths. Many experts have expressed hope that this will mark the beginning of the end of the pandemic.
I cannot roll up my sleeve fast enough to get this vaccination.
The FDA's vaccine panel will next weigh in on the one made by Moderna. It's also on track for public release by the end of the year. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Silver Spring, Maryland.
2 more deaths linked to COVID were reported Thursday. According to the Joint Information Center, the 114th COVID-19 related fatality was a 60-year-old man with underlying health conditions. He died at 10:38 a.m. on December 7 at the Guam Memorial Hospital. He was admitted to GMH on October 1st and tested positive upon admission. On Thursday, a 49-year-old man became the 115th COVID-19 related fatality. At 5:20 p.m., the man passed at GMH. He had underlying health conditions as well and was admitted to the hospital on November 18th as a known positive case. Governor Lou Leon Guerrero saying, quote, "As the news is filled with headlines and articles about a vaccine, we cannot let our guard down. Our masks, social distancing, and personal hygiene remain as important as ever. We are still the best tools against COVID-19, and we must do what we can to save as many lives as we can," unquote. Also reported Thursday, 13 people reportedly tested positive for the virus out of 516 samples taken Wednesday. To date, there have been a total of 7,052 officially reported cases of COVID-19, with 115 deaths and 555 cases in active isolation. Quick note to pass along: if you live in Talafofo, the village mayor's office was closed today after an employee tested positive for COVID. According to a release from the JIC, the office will undergo deep cleaning and disinfecting. It is scheduled to reopen on Monday, December 14th. And although mass testing was held today, the community is encouraged to take advantage of the free drive-thru testing that continues over the weekend. Public Health will be at the Micronesian Mall, Guam Premier Outlets, and the Judiciary of Guam on Saturday and Sunday. Public Health's Janella Carrera.
For the Micronesian Mall, the entrance for drive-thru testing is by Fatima Mobile. But it's that little entrance, the one that's closed off. If you're familiar with how the parking lot here is, it's that entrance that's usually closed off.
If you are going to the mass testing at GPO, it will be held on the Chuck E. Cheese side of the shopping center, but you will enter through the main GPO entrance. There will be 200 tests available. It's based on a first-come, first-served basis. And for the safety of the nurses and staff, only 4 people per vehicle are allowed to be tested. Please remember to bring your photo ID. Our COVID census over at the Guam Memorial Hospital currently stands at 30 COVID patients hospitalized. According to Hospital Administrator Lillian Posadas, 8 of those patients are currently under an ICU level of care, with 5 of those patients on ventilator support. And while the COVID census has come down, Posadas says the non-COVID census is seeing a slight uptick.
Non-COVID census that continue to be on the rise, and so people who with chronic health conditions are coming into the hospital needing, hospitalization.
And with the holiday season in full swing and the potential for relaxed restrictions, please continue to follow COVID guidelines to protect you and your family as well as we enter into a new year. Members of the Clergy will be given an exemption to mandatory quarantine. Chairperson of the Governor's Physicians Advisory Group, Dr. Suen, says they presented the proposal to Public Health during their meeting last night.
We want to have his blessing on, declare the clergyman, the father and the pastor and the priest and everyone to be as part of essential worker. So that way that when they travel somewhere, that they get back to the island, that they don't have to be quarantined. Because spiritually, I tell you, people are under a lot of stress because of the pandemic and the father, priest, and the pastor. They really need to own the church, and they provide such a powerful way to people to cope with stress. Sometimes more than the physician can can do our job. So I'm glad that the director agreed that they will be essential worker.
As for any changes to current quarantine protocols, Dr. Wen says it appears they will remain in place until after the holidays. And turning it over to GPD, they say calls have been coming in as detectives work to confirm the next of kin for the lifeless male found in the breakwaters of the Hagatnya boat basin. As we reported yesterday, GPD responded to a 911 call shortly after 5:30 p.m. of an expired body discovered by fishermen. The Guam Fire Department retrieved the body, and according to GPD spokesperson Sergeant Paul Tapao, Criminal Investigation Division detectives have assumed the case and are working with the Port Authority of Guam and the Guam Fire Department to determine the cause of death.
We are classifying this case as an injured person. This case is going to be open and forwarded to our Criminal Investigation Division. Now, we're going to reach out to the community, asking anybody who has an outstanding loved one that may not have, may be missing or may not be accounted for between a duration of before 5:30 p.m.
The individual was found in a white t-shirt and blue jeans. No further details have been issued. Sergeant Paul Tapao says there were no signs of visible injuries, and the body has been transported to the medical examiner's office for an autopsy.
Any concerns that a loved one may not or is unaccounted for at this time, or may not, hasn't been home, so please give us a call, and we can help identify this individual.
Anyone who may be missing a loved one or has any information, call GPD Dispatch at 472-8911. It was a video that went viral. A woman at the St. Anthony Catholic Church Chapel seen praying before the altar just before toppling over the candles. Father Mike Chrysostomos says it was posted on their Facebook and reported to police to help find the woman to make sure she was okay.
We contacted the police, not to report her in or to press charges, far from it, but I think it's just to be able to get the word to her that we're here for her and that we want to be able to give her the help that she's looking for, or maybe she just wants someone to talk to.
Father Mike urges anyone that is seeking help to contact a member of the church, reach out to a loved one, and know that there are programs, organizations, and people willing to listen and help. One number you can always contact is the Guam Behavioral Health and Wellness Center's 24-hour hotline at 647-8833. Stick around for more news here on Prime Time. You're watching KUAM.
Get up-to-the-minute news, plus access to alerts, streaming radio, promotions, and more on your mobile device by downloading the KUAM News mobile app, available at the App Store now.
It makes myself and it makes my team members very proud to work for an organization that has been on island for many years with its focus on reliability, dependability, and commitment to the communities that they operate in.
Matson's a great corporate citizen to the community.
We all benefit from any sort of environmental commitment we make. One of the ways that we do that is with our Adahi Utano program. There's action behind it, and so action breeds commitment.
With the Kaimana Hila coming to Guam, this brings a new age and modernization to the island.
It's exciting for me because it's a brand new ship and we can carry more freight into the islands. It just shows growth for Guam and Micronesia.
Matson would be nothing without its customers, and we hope to continue to serve you for decades to come.
Half-a-day federal employees and annuitants, the open season is here. Calvo Select Care offers a comprehensive on-island network including GMH and GRMC. Our off-island provider network stretches across the Pacific. Plus, our partnership with United Healthcare provides over 1 million providers throughout the continental United States. Calvo Select Care, healthcare that's always there for you. Federal employees and annuitants, enroll today.
KUAM News, winner of the 2020 Regional Edward R. Murrow Award for Excellence in Social Media.
A hot topic the Guam Visitors Bureau Board had lengthy discussion on: the sale of marijuana in Tumon. According to GVB Deputy General Manager Jerry Perez, the agency had conducted a sensitivity study which presents a negative impact of $578.8 million to the tourism industry. Perez says a provision under the law required a study be conducted. However, the previously reported assessment was primarily done by the Cannabis Control Board subcommittee. The CCB's assessment presented a positive economic impact to Guam of $11.5 million, an estimated 31,500 incremental visitors. Although, as Perez explains, it did not take into account the sensitivity of arrivals from key markets.
Our own assessment detached from that study and took our 2019 actual arrivals and applied a sensitivity test to key markets. Key markets like in Japan and Taiwan family market, and the Korean family market, and then all others. And then we look at school trips, both in Japan, Korea, and Taiwan, and then look at the silver market, excluding family and school trips, and sensitize that by nationality, Japan, Taiwan, and Korea.
Perez adds when the bill was under consideration over a year ago, former President Pilar Laguardia pointed out concerns the GVB board had with tarnishing Guam's family-friendly image. According to the data, this may be the reality if the sale of marijuana is approved in Tumon.
The law is the law. It's already law, okay? It's just a matter of how you regulate the use of recreational marijuana to mitigate the adverse impact to our key markets.
GVB board has passed along their study finding to the Cannabis Control Board and the legislature for review. It's becoming elusive the day Guam will reopen tourism. The Guam Visitors Bureau has yet to roll out a plan or set date. Meanwhile, CNMI is making waves to get the market up and running by January of next year. GVB Deputy General Manager Jerry Perez congratulates the CNMI on their announcement to reopen the industry. According to Perez, Guam was on track to follow a similar program. However, due to the spike in COVID-19 cases, the arrangements have been stalled.
So now that it's down for quite some time now, I think it's time to rekindle those discussions again and see if we can get it back on track. But again, not to take anything away, congratulations to Saipan for doing that.
The CNMI plans to begin with welcoming the South Korean market, and this draws concerns from both ends, explains Perez.
There's going to be that reluctance to travel because of their situation. And from our side, we're going to be very concerned about arrivals having a negative test and getting tested on arrival if they're not, because we don't want to get reinfected again from outside. So we need to be vigilant, not only on our source market side, but also on arrival.
The GVB board met yesterday. Perez says discussions did not include arrivals because of Guam's current COVID situation. The autopsy of Xavier Tatautau, the man who was fatally shot during the officer-involved shooting last month, has been completed. Leading the investigation is the Office of the Attorney General, who provided an update. OAG investigators have completed independent interviews of all GPD officers present the night of the incident and have compiled reports in connection to the shooting and death of Tatautau, as well as the female passenger who sustained injuries. The OAG adds all GPD reports have been forwarded to investigators and processing of the vehicle operated by Tatautau has been completed with analysis reports pending. All pending review is the forensic autopsy report. The OAG says once the investigation is complete, all reports and evidence will be submitted for review. On November 3rd in Tamuning, GPD responded to a theft complaint. Upon arrival, officers saw the driver, Tatautau, and a female passenger in a vehicle. The operator struck a cop car, resulting in officers opening fire. Tatautau succumbed to his injuries. And drug defendant Suen Baker admitted to using meth during her supervised release term. Baker and her boyfriend Vincent Rios were arrested in November of 2016 for picking up 2 mailed-in packages containing 18.7 pounds of meth. Back in April of 2018, Baker was sentenced to a 2-year imprisonment, followed by a 1-year supervised release term. She was released from prison 10 months ago. However, she has since violated her condition multiple times for not appearing for drug testing and admitting to using meth. Through defense counsel Curtis Vandeveld, the defendant is seeking to be transferred to Hawaii under the supervision of her grandmother. As for Rios, he was sentenced 6 months ago to 27 years in prison. A disposition hearing has been set for January 14th to determine if Baker can acquire adequate supervision in Hawaii. And District Court Magistrates Judge Michael Bordalio set a progress hearing to track drug defendant Michael Bomba's compliance before the holidays. Bomba appeared with defense counsel Jay Areola for a continued answering hearing on the revocation of his supervised release. Back in 2017, Bomba was sentenced to 57 months in prison and 3 years of supervised release for conspiracy to distribute meth. In court today, Bomba admits to the violation of using meth multiple times between August 30th and November 7th of this year. He faces an imprisonment term of 3 to 9 months. Areola asked the court for a disposition hearing after the holidays. The government strongly opposed. Bomba asked to remain released in order to work and receive insurance for his pregnant other half. Ultimately, the court allowed his release on conditions. And a quick update on tax refunds. DRT and the Department of Administration will be mailing out 1,040 tax refund checks this week, totaling a little over $2.3 million. These include refunds that were garnished to repay GovGuam debts. They are for error-free returns filed on or before June 12, 2020. Also, DRT processed 152 EIP program payments, totaling about $227,000. Altogether, for the months of April through December of 2020, DRT processed 82,826 EIP program payments, totaling about $145 million. This presents about 96% of the total funding received from the U.S. Treasury. And a bunch of names are being added to Santa's nice list. On Thursday, the Chinese Chamber of Commerce helped rescue Christmas through their donation of toys to the Salvation Army. It all started 11 years ago when they heard of the need to brighten the spirits of Guam's boys and girls and donated $15,000 worth of toys. Chairman of the Toys Committee for the Chinese Chamber of Commerce, Jack Chan, said, quote, "We will not stop because we believe that there should be no children left without toys during Christmas," unquote. Remember, you can make your donation of food and other non-perishable items to the Salvation Army's office in Tizen. Toy donations will be accepted Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at their Tizen office drop boxes up until December 22nd. Keep it here. More primetime news in a moment. You're watching KUAM.
Your community calendar is brought to you by Taco Bell. Whether it's your first meal or your fourth meal, we've got you covered. Taco Bell, live Mas.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
A year unlike any other before has forced so many of us to sacrifice so much. But one island organization isn't letting the pandemic, stop them from riding out all over the island to bring holiday cheer to young girls and boys in all the villages, with some social distancing modifications, of course. Jason talked with the Guam Hogs Motorcycle Club yesterday on the link about their annual candy run.
Yeah, we're expecting to have about 100 riders, and it should be a good ride where you have to do the, wear masks, and the people passing out the candy are going to be wearing gloves, and we have to have the contact tracing sheet and, the temperature checker and all that. So we're following all the DPHSS guidelines.
That's fantastic. Now, Corinne, you kind of said earlier, you said like we throw the candy out to kids, and I think this year more than ever, that would probably be the best thing to say, like, okay, well, kids, you can stay in your yard or maybe on the sidewalk and everything, and like, we'll toss it to you from a safe distance away. Is that kind of the same way you're handling distribution?
Yeah, that's how we handle it. We bag the candy in small bags, and then toss it to the kids. Like I said, the people passing out the candy are going to be wearing gloves.
All right.
So, and throughout the whole event, we're going to be practicing, social distancing and safe procedures. So everybody stays safe and healthy.
Okay, and you guys are having you said you're expecting about 100 riders. Do you guys break up into groups, or is it the same core group going all around the island with the same route at the same time?
No, we're going to have two Santas again this year. We usually have every year is two Santas. One goes north and one goes south. This year I'm going to be the Santa for the north, and then we're also having Ruben Montalvo, who's also his road name is Sunshine. He's going to be doing the south route this year. We're switching it up this year.
Oh, very cool. Well,
and
we're bringing up some pictures of you, Ro, in here, and you have been Santa before.
Yes, I have. Last year was very busy for Santa. He was. We even did the schools and stuff like that last year. That was something that kind of just grew into something. But this year, obviously, we were not doing that. And that was in itself was just as fun as the candy run. We had little guys come out that day too, so it was fun. Also, we want to mention one of the biggest changes this year, other than social distancing and all the requirements, is the candy run pin. It's usually if you can see it, it's red and gold.
Oh yeah.
This year it's good. We're changing it to black and gold this year, so it's one of those black years. So it's kind of like a reminder of what happened on 2020. So that's one of the biggest changes, and it's very, I guess you could say, different. So that way we can get a lot of other riders out.
Keep it here. Birthday shout-outs are up next.
Let's get merry during the most wonderful time of the year by making spirits bright. KUAM and its community partners, McDonald's of Guam, Coast 360 Federal Credit Union, Office of the Governor, Island-Wide Beautification Task Force, and the Guam Museum want to highlight your decorations and lights by flooding the social media pages of KUAM with your videos and photos. Finish your holiday setup, snap a few shots or video of your delightful display, and send it to us through social media or email them to promotions@KUAM.com. Check out our posts every Friday or tune in to KUAM News Weekend Edition for a special montage of the submissions certain to be making spirits bright with every broadcast. Warmest holiday wishes from McDonald's of Guam, Coast 360 Federal Credit Union, Office of the Governor, Island-Wide Beautification Task Force, the Guam Museum, and KUAM Communications. Breaking news! This just in, Santa has a combined $4,000 to give away for Guam's best outdoor holiday display. Submit your outdoor display for a chance to win cash prizes. All submissions will be posted on our Facebook page, and the top 10 most liked pictures or videos wins a special cash prize to make your season even brighter. Visit KUAM.com for more details.
And before we close out the news tonight, our latest round of birthday shoutouts from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club.
It's the 11th day of the 12th month of the year, so happy birthday to Barbara Blas. Happy birthday, Barbara, from your loving familia. Francis Bigler, happy birthday to you, and may the joy that you have spread in the past come back to you on this day. Wishing you a very happy birthday from the Geckos, the GW Senior High School class of 1972. Also, belated birthday wishes going out tonight to Tony Iriarty, who was born on December the 6th. Happy belated birthday, Tony. Another adventure-filled year awaits you. Wishing you a very happy and fun-filled birthday from, once again, the Geckos from 1972. And Jin Han, happy birthday number 46 from your nephew, Irv Jose, and Prim Charles Regis, Prim Jimmy Steak, and Prim Merwin Martin. Jin, hope you have a great happy birthday, man.
And it's that time of the week where we announce the winner of the delicious Cold Stone Creamery birthday cake.
This week's winner of a yummy Cold Stone Creamery ice cream cake is Joaquin Tyrell, who was born on December the 9th. Kin, happy birthday from all of us at KUAM and Cold Stone Creamery, and we hope you and your family have a wonderful extended happy birthday. Have a great one, my friend.
Congratulations. That's going to do it for us here on Primetime. Thanks for watching. Be safe and good night.
Howdy, guys, and welcome to another episode of the One Micronesia podcast. And in this episode, I want to, take time to check back with my friends, my good friends over at Manielu and the Micronesian Resource Center. It's been a while since we've gotten, chatted things up, and I just wanted to see how things are going. So with me today, I have Joel and Sam Taitano at the Manielu and Micronesian Resource Center. Guys, thank you so much, and welcome back.
Hi, thanks so much for having us today.
Anytime, like I said, once in a while, I like to, check back and see how you guys are doing. So how things have been for you guys? I know it's been a crazy year. We're at the end of it. Last time we talked was right smack in the middle of the year. So how has things been?
At the Micronesian Resource Center, the pandemic hit it was a big hit until now. It's hard to reach our clients and go out to the pocket communities. But lately it's been going all right. It's a rough roller coaster, but gladly we still try to push out our services and help our clients and the community by providing services virtually or even the curbside services, and by just updating information on our social media platforms.
That's awesome. So let's talk about some of those ongoing things that you guys have been working on. I know social media has been the main key of how to disseminate and just push information out there. So let's talk about some of those awesome things, because I know you guys have a lot, from the translations to I know Nanny Girl has been a part, or the Nanny show. What was it called? Nanny
News.
Nanny News. There you go. I love watching those things. See how creative the kids can be, and at the same time how they get the information out. It's just beautiful to see how they interact. So that's an awesome thing. So let's talk about some of those things.
Yeah. So for the online platforms and our us translating important information to post on our social media, we try to constantly research on different types of updates from the government. It could be the regulation changing or new public benefits coming out. So we try to just get those information to post on our social media platforms, and we translate them to target or explain those information better for everyone to understand. And there's different things going on too with since we cannot really work in the community and go out, so we just work at the office or curbside service. We still do documentation, have them come to the office and get their appointments on to get their I-765 or any kinds of documents. And then we also take those and then we share it on our social media platforms to invite them to keep coming to our office. During this time, they need to get public benefits going on, because it's a really need for the community. So gladly we have our social media to use that to disseminate those information.
Yeah, and with that, we not only translate that and put that on our social media, but we are still very fortunate to be receiving donations. And when we pass out those donations to the community, which we try to do once a week, we're able to print out all of the translations that we've done during that week or during that time frame, and then we're able to pass those out. So, kind of updates on regulations. Right now, we're kind of really recommending, especially if you have symptoms, please go get tested. So, we have different things like that, as Joyelle was mentioning, like the I-94, I-765 posts, making sure that people have the documents that they need so that when, they are ready to gain employment again, they have all of the documents. So. Yeah, so that we've been really lucky with that, and along with our translated information, we talk within the office and try to also kind of put out information that we think would be helpful to our clients. So we've done things such as like how to save money for the holidays. So just kind of those like small reminders to remember that we're all kind of struggling right now. There's little things that we can do in our everyday lives to kind of still really celebrate the holidays and not kind of break the bank while doing it.
That's true. I mean, the holidays is like here, and we've been through so much this year. I want to just get you guys maybe check up on how things went. You guys, Giving Tuesday, literally just this week, it was a big one for at the station. We did our part, and I know you guys and a lot of companies and organizations on Guam did their part as well. So I just want to see how it went for you guys for Giving Tuesday.
Okay, so on Giving Tuesday, we actually launched our holiday hygiene supply drive. So we're really just kind of giving the community and businesses opportunity to give back through just these essentials that, sometimes people forget that those are like important donations that people can sometimes struggle to purchase. So we have our holiday hygiene supply drive, and we have a bunch of different drop-off spots. We're partnered with Selena's Beauty Works, Agri Aircon, the Air National Guard, the office of Senator Pito Chirlahi. And so we have these drop-off spots, and we're continuing to get other people who are interested in becoming a drop-off spot. But even on Tuesday, we're already getting some of those donations in. For example, the office of Senator Sabina Perez donated 10 cases of toilet paper, which Joyelle was really happy to accept over there at the Mr. Koss office. So they partnered with Emerald Wholesale to provide those. Reflection Dental is going to be providing some toothbrushes for the kids. And we even had, private people kind of come into our office and make those donations as well. So, it's Christmas time. You're always thinking about family and thinking about how you can give back to the community. And we just wanted to, kind of give people a way to sort of connect and give back, during this kind of rough time.
That's good.
MTO Maintenance will now completely sanitize your home, office, or business with state-of-the-art commercial sprayers. For over 30 years, MTO Maintenance has been committed to the health and safety of our customers. And now, more than ever, a clean home, office, carpets, and furniture is a necessity to our island. Give us a call today. Stay healthy and stay safe, Guam.
Call 647-6861 for an appointment.
During the whole day, Tuesday, we saw a group, hundreds of people come out and support the different drop spots or the different organizations and their part in, taking part in Giving Tuesday. So it was beautiful to see people come out. And I saw one of your posts, and it was just beautiful. It hit me hard where, you post a picture and saying, if you donate during Giving Tuesday, it will go to support me. And it had pictures of the kids. And I think it was really beautiful. And and I saw it, and I felt, if somebody else saw that, and I hope it really hit them too, to come out and donate. Not only for Giving Tuesday, but I know you guys have the drive going. So how long is that going for? When's the deadline?
So our drive will be going until December 28th. And then we will be kind of separating all of the supplies, and we're hoping to be able to distribute those to the communities we serve. And then depending on how many donations we receive, maybe we can kind of extend it beyond that on the second week of January.
Oh, wow. So that's good. So guys out there, if you're watching the podcast, go ahead and do your part. the deadline is there. Just, you know, when you have and give what you can back, especially to the kids and those who need it. So that's amazing, beautiful. I guess we'll move on to, since we're talking about some of the things that's going to happen during Christmas is around the corner, and I know Christmas for you guys, you know, for the past couple of years have been really big events, but things have changed. I think everybody everybody's trying to work around this new ways of doing things virtually and other ways. Let's talk about some of the events you guys got coming up.
Okay, so yes, Christmas time is like such a cheerful time here at Manetlu and the Micronesian Resource Center. We typically have our signature event, Breakfast with Santa. But unfortunately, because of the pandemic and just the regulations and, you know, making sure everyone's safe, we will not be hosting that event. Instead, we have come up with Breakfast with Santa Christmas Box. So it's kind of all of the signature activities that we have at our event. If you haven't been to our event before, we have cookie decorating, hot chocolate, we have ornament decorating, Christmas card making, and then there's going to be lots of other kind of like goodies in there. There's going to be like pancake mix and syrup, and you know, there'll be like little special gifts inside. So yeah, so that's one of the things that we're running right now. It's Breakfast with Santa Christmas Box, and you can purchase it at eventbrite.com. It's $50, but there is like a almost $5 service charge that Eventbrite does charge. And boxes will be available for curbside pickup on December 18th and 19th at the Pacific Star Hotel. When you purchase your box online, you'll be able to tell us what time you're going to be swinging by, and we'll be happy to kind of bring it out to your car once you get there.
That's okay. That's awesome. So let's talk about some of the preparation, because I know, you know, you guys are going to be doing a lot, especially when it comes to the box. And so you said the $50. Is that when you're purchasing it for? Is that by your donation, or is that you buying it for yourself? How does that work?
You're buying it for yourself. And so what the boxes are, they're boxes and all of those kits that I mentioned, the cookie decorating, the ornament decorating, the Christmas card making, they all have enough supplies for a family of 4. So it's really trying to kind of package our event and give it to families to enjoy at home. One of the beautiful things that we've kind of experienced as we've been soliciting and kind of getting feedback is that we've had some companies even donate boxes. So we've had sponsors say, you know, we want to be a sponsor, but we also want to make sure that we're able to, you know, donate these boxes back to families in need. So for example, Smithbridge purchased 10 boxes and they said, please, you know, give these to families in Jigo. And so we're just like so ecstatic about that. All of these businesses that continue to give back and support our mission through these kind of fundraising events.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. I guess we'll move on to the next thing. So is there more events other than just the box?
No, unfortunately, that's the only event that we're having this year for Christmas. So it's just the Breakfast with Santa Christmas Box and then the Holiday Hygiene Drive. But we won't be having any sort of community events this year. Yeah, but through the holidays, you know, like for example, during Thanksgiving, we received donations of like turkey meals and like cakes and different kinds of donations that we've been able to disperse throughout the community. So I'm sure that as we kind of get closer to Christmas, we'll be getting all kinds of donations that we'll be able to pass out to families. We've had several organizations and just kind of community members reach out to us wanting to donate toys for the kids. So we will be partnering with a bunch of these organizations and individual donors to make sure that the kids that we work with, you know, get those Christmas presents and a little bit of cheer this year. So we're really happy and excited about that as well. Well, I guess I kind of did want to kind of go back to Nanny News. So I'm so glad that you are watching those. So at the beginning of the pandemic, we received a grant from the Department of Interior, and it the project that we have created is called Informed Island. And so that's really the project that is allowing us to do all of these translations. You know, it allowed us to hire additional caseworkers to do translations and to make sure that we are able to quickly, or as quick as possible, help people with applications for public benefits, because we knew that was going to be a major need as people started to lose their jobs. But the way that we wanted to stay connected to the kids was through Nanny News. And so Nanny News, it's really just a short little video series, and kids kind of share what they're doing to stay happy and healthy while they're at home. And so this is all kind of viewer content creation. So we're always recruiting for nannies. So if you guys have any nannies out there who are interested in being on Nanny News, you can always just email us at info@manetlu.org, so MANELU.org. And we would be happy to feature your nanny on our show. So some of the examples of episodes that kids have already submitted are baking or cooking, showing us, you know, working out, or maybe how they play with their family. And if you submit an episode, you don't have to worry about editing it at all. We have editors here that will be more than happy to piece together the clips. And so we always recommend parents, you know, you can do 10-second, 20-second clips. And then, you know, our team will put it together and make something really wonderful that, you know, you can share with your family. And when your child submits, we'll also be giving them a Nanny News t-shirt. So it's a Nanny News baseball tee, just as a thank you, and also to kind of continue to keep the kids connected. You know, as things start to open up, maybe you go out and you see one of the nannies in the shirts, and you're like, hey, I did that too. So, and then also we have some scripted episodes. So after you submit your first episode, if you would like to do a scripted episode, we also have incentives for that. So we will give the family a gift certificate to pay less.
You overcame the challenges of this day and age and showed the world that our spirit of Inafat Malik is unbreakable. Siduas Maasi to all our community partners who helped the KUAM Care Force in giving back this year. And thanks to you especially, the people of Guam. Your kindness and generosity gave hope to so many in need this year. Let Giving Tuesday be the spark that keeps the spirit of generosity going throughout the year.
Let's get merry during the most wonderful time of the year by making spirits bright. KUAM and its community partners, McDonald's of Guam, Coast 360 Federal Credit Union, Office of the Governor, Island-Wide Beautification Task Force, and the Guam Museum want to highlight your decorations and lights by flooding the social media pages of KUAM with your videos and photos. Finish your holiday setup, snap a few shots or video of your delightful display, and send it to us through social media or email them to promotions@KUAM.com. Check out our posts every Friday or tune in to KUAM News Weekend Edition for a special montage of the submissions certain to be making spirits bright with every broadcast. Warmest holiday wishes from McDonald's of Guam, Coast 360 Federal Credit Union, Office of the Governor, Island-Wide Beautification Task Force, the Guam Museum, and KUAM Communications. Breaking news! This just in, Santa has a combined $4,000 to give away for Guam's best outdoor holiday display. Submit your outdoor display for a chance to win cash prizes. All submissions will be posted on our Facebook page, and the top 10 most liked pictures or videos wins a special cash prize to make your season even brighter. Visit KUAM.com for more details.
It's such a beautiful thing to get the kids involved. I mean, they're the ones who are running, you know, social media is their age, you know, that's their thing. And to have them involved in this way, to see them host a 3-minute, 5-minute segment is huge. You know, they're not hosting a whole 30-minute segment, but just seeing them get up there and just doing their thing. And kids now, you like stuff like that, they're willing to do it. You know, like, hey, can you do this? You know, because they've seen a lot of YouTube videos, and now with TikTok, you know, so it's a beautiful thing to get them involved. You know, instead of just having them, you know, do homework and then, you know, do stuff at home, you add that little extracurricular thing to the side, and I'm pretty sure they're all gonna love it.
And the feedback we've really been getting from like the parents were really, you know, once they kind of do it, they're like, you know what, thank you so much for this opportunity. It was really great to connect and be creative with my child. You know, they had this vision and I just helped them put it together, and then they got to see themselves on social media, they get to see themselves on YouTube, they get to see themselves on TV. Like, it's just an exciting thing for the family to kind of connect and bond over. So it's really, really nice. And yes, they are so tuned into social media and technology. And every time these platforms have an update, I'm like, what? The controls are all in different places now.
It's so
but
crazy.
They know.
Yeah, exactly. Like even the smallest of details in the setting to change. Like sometimes I'm like, how, like, you know, switching your Instagram from a regular white Instagram to now they change it to a dark mode. You know, like I didn't know that. You know, I had to watch a kid on TikTok show me how to do it. So that's how crazy things are and how it's evolved during these days. It's crazy.
Yes. So, you know, again, if anybody's interested, we're more than happy to give you more information and kind of help you in the whole process from coming up with ideas. And of course, we'll do all of the editing, and, you know, your nanny will get a t-shirt and then possibly a gift card if they do a scripted episode.
That's amazing. And I think also one of the things that you guys put out that I really love is the word of the day, where we get all the languages coming. It's just one word. And I think, you know, it's a beautiful way to teach the different languages over social media, you know, from hello to thank you to even to hope or to love, you know, stuff like that. You know, not a lot of people, you know, really tend to forget, you know, when it comes to languages. But when you put those little segments out there and people see it on social media, they actually stop and like, oh, well, how do you say this in the other languages, you know? So it's beautiful, and I love it. And I every time I see one, I just go ahead and share it, and it's just a beautiful way to share our languages.
Yes, I've been loving them too. I wish that I spoke another language, but I don't, unfortunately. So I'll be like, whenever we have them up, I'm like watching them and I'm like, okay, play it again. I was like, I think they're talking too fast for me, even though they're saying one word, but it's just like, you know, it's just such a nice way to kind of share and again, connect. So
that's the whole idea, and I love it. So let's talk about, are there going to be more of your social media contents added, or it's just, you know, or we're going to expect the same couple ones in the next couple of days?
So, well, for this week, probably nothing too new, but we're always kind of thinking about how we can kind of make our social media helpful and interesting to all of our followers. And so, you know, one of the things that we definitely want to start doing is more video content, kind of talking about our workshops. So all of our workshops will be kind of launching again in January, whether it be virtual or in person or a combination of the two. So we're definitely going to be putting lots of more information about our workshops, what people should expect to learn, and then also just tips that we get, that we provide during our workshops that can be helpful for people. So those are some of the things that we're looking to do. And then actually January is going to be Mentoring Awareness Month. And so we'll be doing a big campaign for our mentors. We're always looking for mentors for our youth, especially right now. There's so many kids who could just use an extra friend to kind of talk to. It has been quite challenging. Right now we're in the works of doing a phone policy so that we're able to kind of pass out phones safely, you know, putting in, you know, all of the safeguards for the kids, so that they're able to still contact and talk to and video chat with their mentors. You know, a lot of the kids that we work with don't have their own phones. So we want to be able to continue to keep them connected through donations. We've received donations of phones in the past, and we want to put those to good use and make sure that the kids can talk to people. So, well, you know, to their mentors.
Oh, that's awesome.
Hey kids! With the best holiday of the year approaching, KUAM has arranged a way for you to make sure Santa knows what you want for Christmas. Santa and Mrs. Claus have set up a virtual mailbox at KUAM.com with help from your friends at Dial Rent to Own. This is a chance for you to write your very own letter to Santa. Have an adult download the letter form, fill it out with your Christmas wishes, and send it in to us at letterstosanta@KUAM.com. Santa will read every letter submitted, but you may be chosen to join our Christmas Zoom party where you get to talk to the big guy himself on December 19th. If you're chosen, you will receive a special emailed invitation for you to attend the virtual fun. Stay informed with the stations and platforms of KUAM for all the details, and make sure you are being nice and not too naughty from today until Santa comes to visit. Letters to Santa is brought to you by Dial Rent to Own and all the L's at KUAM.
Let's get merry during the most wonderful time of the year by making spirits bright. KUAM and its community partners, McDonald's of Guam, Coast 360 Federal Credit Union, Office of the Governor, Island-Wide Beautification Task Force, and the Guam Museum want to highlight your decorations and lights by flooding the social media pages of KUAM with your videos and photos. Finish your holiday setup, snap a few shots or video of your delightful display, and send it to us through social media or email them to promotions@KUAM.com. Check out our posts every Friday or tune in to KUAM News Weekend Edition for a special montage of the submissions certain to be making spirits bright with every broadcast. Warmest holiday wishes from McDonald's of Guam, Coast 360 Federal Credit Union, Office of the Governor, Island-Wide Beautification Task Force, the Guam Museum, and KUAM Communications. Breaking news! This just in, Santa has a combined $4,000 to give away for Guam's best outdoor holiday display. Submit your outdoor display for a chance to win cash prizes. All submissions will be posted on our Facebook page, and the top 10 most liked pictures or videos wins a special cash prize to make your season even brighter. Visit KUAM.com for more details.
So anything else you guys want to add on before we close out here?
Yes, I just want to invite everybody who's watching this podcast. If you have friends or family or anyone that is in need of any kind of help that Micronesian Resource Center can help you with, please do not hesitate to call us. We are more than happy to figure out the problem that you have. It could be for documentation or applying for a different application that we haven't seen. We always want to work with you and your family. So please give us a call at 686-2227 or 789-1265.
All right, guys. Thank you so much, Sam, Joel. Thank you. I know it was a last minute one, but I just really wanted to get you guys on here before we get into the whole Christmas holiday season, spirit and everything. Everybody's going to go crazy and busy. So I wanted to get you guys on here. So thank you guys.
I just wanted to also highlight the Micronesian Resource Center's virtual village on Tuesdays at 3 p.m. They stream it on Facebook Live every Tuesday. And so right now, one of the big things, it's not just about kind of providing updates about, what's going on the island, what's going on with our office, but we've kind of lined up a bunch of guests to talk about either their programs or their business. So we want to highlight how other nonprofits or how other programs have really shifted gears because of COVID-19 so that they can still connect with the community and be able to provide those resources. And then also because we have a big workforce development focus that's going to really shine in January, we're also kind of inviting business owners and other people to talk about, what are the different changes that they're seeing with employment. And then also, educational institutions like EOG, GCC, the Trades Academy, to kind of share about the different programs they have and how people can connect with their programs and apply for financial aid and